If you feel afraid to speak English in public, you are not alone. We all want to be liked and recognized for our skills and achievements. That's a fundamental human need. In this episode, I want to share with you 5 things that helped me become more confident to speak English in any situation. I'm going to give you some practical tips and some mindset shifts that will help you gain that confidence to speak English with people anytime, anywhere. So let's get started. Hey there, how's it going? Thiago here, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. In case you're new here, this podcast was created to help intermediate and advanced learners of English communicate with more confidence, more accuracy, more clarity, and more awareness. If this sounds like something you want for yourself and your English, subscribe to the channel if you are on YouTube, or follow the show if you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Before we get started with the content today, I want to let you know that the spots for my conversation club are officially open, so you can join my conversation club to practice speaking English with me and other members once a week for about an hour and a half on a live call. Classes have already begun, by the way, and they run until June, until the end of June. So if you're looking for a safe environment to practice English speaking with me and other members, this can be a great opportunity for you. I have prepared a short presentation explaining all the details about the Conversation Club, how much it is, what we do in these sessions, the days and times these sessions happen, and many other things. So if you want to learn more about the Conversation Club and how you can join, I'm going to leave the link to the page here in the description of the video, also in the pinned comment below on YouTube. And if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, just go to the show notes of this episode to learn more. But I'm looking forward to meeting you and talking to you in the Conversation Club. All right? So the first thing I did, and that helped me become more confident with my English speaking, was I took time to study English pronunciation. You know, it baffles me, it shocks me how some people want to learn a foreign language and they don't take the time to learn how the sounds in that language are made. They think that only by learning new words and expressions, some grammar, and watching movies in English, that will be enough for them to feel confident to speak it in real life. But in my view and in my experience, that's not enough. Since I noticed back then, like over 20 years ago, that people around me didn't really care much about learning pronunciation, that's exactly what I did. Every time I learned a new sound or the correct way to pronounce certain words, I spent a few months practicing that sound, practicing those words. Let me give you some examples here. I remember these vividly until today. Once there was a time when I was already teaching English. I was working my first job as an English teacher. And then this other teacher that was my colleague at the school, she was much more experienced than me. She was maybe 20 years older than me. She had been teaching for many years. And there I was, a green teacher, very inexperienced, working my first teaching job. And then, even though I already had good English back then, I still had to tweak and refine some things, especially about my pronunciation. And then this teacher, who was much more experienced, once pointed something out to me because I said the word buses to talk about the plural of bus. You know, one bus is bus. And then I said 2 buses or 3 buses. And then at another time, I said basic, the level that is basic or basic level, and then disappointed. And then this teacher came to me once and she actually corrected me. She said, Thiago, in these words here that you usually say, the S is pronounced as an S. So it's not buses, it's buses. It's not basic, it's basic. And it's not disappointed, it's disappointed. That was mind-blowing to me because until then, nobody had ever taught me that. And this teacher was kind enough to correct me. So I remember I spent the next 2 or 3 months just fixing that mistake because I had already been speaking English for a few years. So I had to relearn how to pronounce these words until it became natural for me. So nowadays, I have internalized that rule. So usually for nouns and adjectives, the letter S is pronounced as an S, and usually for verbs, the letter S is pronounced as a Z. So again, the plural of bus is buses, the level is basic, and you feel disappointed with something. Another sound that I had to learn after a few years studying English, and it took me a while to really internalize it well, was the schwa sound. For example, for me, it was a challenge to stop saying construction and start saying construction. So the con becomes a kun and the shon becomes a shun because the schwa sound is this So construction, that's the correct pronunciation of the word. Construction, construction, just like computer. For many years, I said computer or computer, but it's not con, it's come, schwa sound, k. So computer, computer. And dangerous. For many years, I said dangerous, until I learned that the ending here also has a schwa sound. So you go dangerous, rus, dangerous. So construction, computer, dangerous. Other examples of sounds that I took time to learn and I took time to really get down. The SH versus the CH sound. So words like sheep and cheap, ship and chip. So the SH has this sh sound and the CH has this ch sound. Again, it took me a while practicing this difference. Sheep, cheap, ship, chip. And also, I remember some tricky plural forms. For example, business. What is the plural for business? Businesses. You see, adding this extra is at the end. I had to practice that for a while. Business, businesses. Or crisis, crises. You see, that's one crisis versus 10 crises. You see? So that was really important to me, this laser-focused practice and learning about pronunciation. Taking the time to master my pronunciation gave me more confidence. And I believe it can give you more confidence too. So my first recommendation for today is this. Yes, keep learning vocabulary, keep learning useful phrases, keep learning the grammar, keep listening to English, watching movies in English. This is all great. But also take time to deliberately and intentionally learn about pronunciation in English, how the sounds are made, how certain words are pronounced, especially the words that are tricky or that you struggle with. I guarantee, take the time to master your pronunciation. Speak the best way you can, as correctly as possible, and you will start feeling more confident as an English speaker. The second thing I did that really helped me gain more confidence as a speaker was I looked for work opportunities that required using English every day. So in my professional life, I've already worked at a call center, taking calls from American customers every single day. That was a really nice experience in terms of evolving my English listening skills and speaking skills. As a teacher, I've been teaching English now for almost 20 years. And as a teacher, I need to speak English every single day with my students. But aside from teaching and working at the call center, I've also done lots of freelance work in my life. And all those positions, all that work required using English primarily. So for example, I've already worked as a freelance translator, translating documents and articles. I've already worked as a ghostwriter online, writing articles for blogs, as a script writer for YouTube videos. I've already written many scripts for YouTube videos, all in English. And of course, what I do nowadays, which is filming videos and podcasts in English. You see, all these activities require using English and speaking English every single day. So I have here a really cool anecdote to share with you about my brother. I have a younger brother who is a cook. He works as a cook. And when he was living in Brazil, he was really frustrated because, this is a tough work environment. And he didn't get paid very well here, working for a restaurant as a cook in Brazil. And then I told him, look, you already have a good level of English. He was around B1 to B2 level at the time. And then I said to him, why don't you look for work opportunities in English? Use the English you have to land better opportunities. That's what sets you apart from your competitors, because most of his colleagues, obviously, here in Brazil, didn't know English very well. So that's what he did. He did that. He started looking for opportunities to work as a cook abroad, outside of Brazil. And now he's been working and living abroad for years already, cooking and earning in euros, which, if you compare to our Brazilian currency, he's earning at least 6 times more than he would earn working here in Brazil and earning in Brazilian real, our currency. You see? So think about this way. We spend most of our time at work. So you might as well find as many ways as possible to insert the English language in your professional life. Maybe it's not possible for you to speak English every day at your job, but whenever you can, try to insert the English language in your professional life, because this is what you spend most of your time doing, working at the company, at the office, in front of your computer. So insert English as much as possible in your work life. All right. Now, the third thing I did to help me feel more confident as an English speaker was I practiced speaking any chance I got. Any chance I got. It was like my radar was always on. So anytime I found people at a coffee shop, at the mall, who didn't speak my native language, who spoke English, I would just go up to them, strike up a conversation, and speak to them for about 4 or 5 minutes, do some small talk, and that's it. So aside from working in English, even before that, I always actively looked for speaking opportunities. And nowadays with the internet, it's even easier, I would say, to find groups to practice speaking English with. One example is my conversation club. Classes are already open, so this is a great space for you to get together with me and other members once a week for about an hour and a half, and then we discuss various topics, and I give you feedback, and you get feedback from other learners, and it's a really cool environment. But aside from this, you also have Discord groups that you can join. You have online communities. You have websites like Quora or Reddit where people ask questions to each other there and answer questions about all kinds of topics in English. And you even have websites and apps nowadays that connect you with other speakers of English. So it's much easier now for you to find a group online to practice speaking with. So take advantage of that. Seize this opportunity and look for speaking opportunities. Practice speaking any chance you get. Now, the next 2 items on the list here have to do more with mindset shifts, okay? Because the first 3 were more practical. Learning more about pronunciation, practicing your pronunciation, inserting English in your work life as much as possible. If you can work in English, even better. If you can use English for work every day. And maximizing your speaking practice opportunities, So join a group online, join a conversation club like mine, or search for something that will connect you with other speakers of English. These are more practical things that can help you feel more confident. But there were two mindset shifts that I had to make in my mind. But once I made them, I started to feel more confident immediately. So the fourth point that I have for you today is most people don't care about you as much as you think. Most people don't care about you as much as you think. Many times we don't speak in public and we don't share our thoughts because of fear of social judgment. We fear that others will judge us and think that we're stupid, we're dumb, or weird. But the reality is that most people are not even paying attention to you. They're worried about themselves, their problems, their struggles, their goals. And even if you do get into an embarrassing situation because of something you said or did, the next day, people will have come back to worrying about their own things. That's how it works. Once I realized that, it was freeing. I was free to do whatever I wanted and share my thoughts and opinions whenever I felt necessary. So that was the first mindset shift for me, realizing that most people don't care about me as much as maybe I think they do. All right? People can be incredibly self-centered and self-absorbed. They're worried about their things. All right? So the next time you are in a meeting, at work, traveling, or in any public context that requires you to speak in English, just go for it. Speak in English. Share your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas. All right? I mean, what do you have to lose? Most people are worried about themselves anyway. All right? So have that in mind. Okay? People don't care about you as much as you think. And the fifth and final point that also has to do with mindset shift is this. Everybody struggles with something. Everybody, every single person on the planet struggles with at least one thing. Everybody has something in their lives that they are not happy about, that they are trying to improve. Everybody has problems. Everybody experiences insecurities, doubts. Some people are just better at hiding it. So, if you struggle with confidence and insecurity, rest assured that many other people struggle with the same things you are struggling. And even if others don't struggle with the same things you do, they still struggle with other things that for you might not be an issue. So remember that. Remember that everybody struggles with something. So do what you have to do. Speak when you feel like it. Share your thoughts, your ideas and opinions with the people around you. If you start doing that more often, you will realize that it wasn't as big of a deal as you thought it was. And all that social anxiety and that fear of speaking in public was more in your head the entire time than something that was truly happening in reality. All right? So keep those 5 things in mind, and I believe you will start feeling more confident as an English speaker. These 5 things certainly helped me, and I'm sure they're going to help you as well. But now to conclude the episode, we're going to go to the Learner's Corner section of the episode, and I got this very nice audio message from Juan from Argentina. So let's listen to what Juan has to say.
Hi, Thiago. My name is Juan. I just want to thank you for the amazing job you've been doing with this channel. It has been pivotal for me in mastering my English. I started navigating this challenge 1 year ago, and I feel like I'm truly reaping the rewards of my hard work. I've been studying a lot, tirelessly, sometimes on the edge of burning out, but unfortunately it really paid off. So keep going. Congratulations on surpassing 100,000 followers. I think that you are capable to reach the unreachable. Shout out to you, Thiago.
Very nice one. Thank you so much for the kind and warm message. That was really cool. And you speak English very well. I couldn't help but noticing that you have very good vocabulary. You use some really cool expressions in words like pivotal, for example, or something that pays off. So your vocabulary is really up there, which is awesome. And you have clear pronunciation as well. Great job for the improvement and development that you've had with your English over this time. And thanks for the support. I really appreciate your support. It's the support of learners like you that make it possible for me to be here every week publishing videos on YouTube, which is something really cool, to be honest. I really like to do that. And it was because of learners like you that, the channel has grown and it continues to grow. And hopefully it will get to 500,000 subscribers, then 1 million subscribers and onwards, if I keep posting. So thanks again for the support. And I really, really appreciate that. Guys, if you want to do it just like Juan, you can send me an audio message by going to speakpipe.com/English with Thiago, or you can also send me an email by writing at hello.teacherthiago@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed today's episode about how to feel more confident as an English speaker. I hope that these 5 tips help you. And don't forget to check out my conversation club. This is a great place for you to practice speaking with me and other members for about an hour and a half. Learn more about it by clicking the link in the description. There's a whole video presentation there about that. If by any chance you can't join my conversation club because of time zone issues or the investment is too high for you, check out my pronunciation course. This is a course that is fully recorded, and it teaches you the main sounds of the English language, the main connected speech patterns that you hear native speakers using in movies, TV series, podcasts, to help you better understand fast English, but also speak with more clarity. One of the things I mentioned today that helped me feel more confident was improving my pronunciation. So check out the course. The course, you have lifetime access to it. With one payment, you have access to the materials indefinitely. It doesn't expire. So check it out. And I think it's going to really help you with that. Finally, you can check out my private community. For a small fee, let's say, that you pay every month, you get to join my private community and unlock many cool perks and benefits. All the links you need are here in the description of the video, in the pinned comment below, and also in the show notes if you are on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you like this video, help me out by leaving a like on the video, sharing this video with a friend who is also interested in becoming more confident as an English speaker. Leave me a comment here under the video letting me know what you thought about it, what your thoughts are on this topic of confidence. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber yet. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave me a 5-star review because that also helps me a lot. And of course, share this episode with another friend. All right? Guys, I'm Thiago. I'm signing off. Thank you so much for your attention. And I'll be talking to you very soon in the upcoming episode. Have a great day and bye-bye.